Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Joseph here playing This Land Is My Land. Working on this campaign, Great Wolf. It's about 125 days in. But this video is about gaining skill points through crafting. You need skill points throughout the game to upgrade your character in a variety of ways. And the more you buy, the more expensive they get, and the more difficult it is to get them. Even at the beginning, it's pretty difficult to get some of the early ones that really help. The main way I get skill points through a game is intimidating or killing enemies. But that's not necessarily an easy way. It's a dangerous way. So there's a couple other ways to do it. One of them is by crafting. There's a lot of items you can craft in the game. Hundreds of items, really. A bunch of different bows. If you pick up blueprints from camps, you can figure out how to make different higher quality rifles, pistols. There's a lot of arrows you can build, different baits, traps, meals, cures, energizers, boosters, renewals, which some of those overlap, poison, cloth, bags, treatment if you're playing with a realistic damage. But not all of them give you some XP or skill points. 5 for making these 15. Some of them are only 2. I think some of them are only 1. Arrows, regular arrows, 1 SP. Yeah, wooden arrows, 1 SP. But there are a couple. If you want to just get a lot of skill points to reach a certain goal or upgrade your character before you start really going against some of the harder enemies, there's a couple that are more efficient than others. I did some testing, and yeah, there's anywhere if you have to get a bunch of resources to do this, but there's rates anywhere from 165 SP per minute to, in this game, up to 1760 SP per minute. So if you want to get skill points this way by crafting, it pays to know what's profitable. The most efficient item to craft is the big spike traps. Unfortunately, they take some pretty advanced resources to craft. They take peyote root, which is the hard one. I've accumulated a bunch here, but to get peyote root, you have to have your chief improved gathering up so they can find the roots, and your tribe gathering up high enough so they can get it in a reasonable amount of time. And the Death Chemist Leaf is in the same camp. It's difficult to gather. It takes a while, so you can't really do this one. This is the most efficient one. In my campaign, I have a lot of the difficulty levels set higher with the realistic damage and no fast travel and whatnot. So it says it's 50 SP, but if I craft one, it takes just a couple seconds, and it gives me 110. So I'm at makes like 110% or 120% skill points. So if I just sit here and craft a bunch of them, if I push Shift Craft, it'll just keep crafting them until I run out of at least one resource. I feel like I hear hooves, so I'll keep an eye out. So at 120%, I get 1,760 skill points per minute. And if you calculate that per hour, that's a pretty serious amount of skill points, which can really help you in the earlier mid-game. If you are in the early game and really need some skill points, you can always go to the trading window and look for some of these advanced resources. Let's see. Yep, you can buy them. They're pretty expensive. Oh, 3 each. Not bad. How about the Death Chemist leaf? It's not so hard. Yep, it's for sale. It's 5 each, so not cheap. But this is the absolute fastest as far as I could tell. I tried a bunch of different things, some of the fancier bows, some arrows, some simple cures and energizers. I tried the roadblock. Watch how bad the roadblock is. The roadblock gives you 25, and look how much slower it crafts. That one gave me a total of 165 at this 120% SP level, giving 165 per minute, and I was being a little generous. 55 SP for one roadblock, compared to about 4 times as fast and twice as much skill points. Big spike traps are the best way to craft your way to skill points, and they're pretty useful too. They do take advanced resources. The other one that I like to do, which is simpler and almost as good, is the meat bait. Meat bait gives you 10, which is pretty bad, but if it crafts really fast, 1,000, about 1 a second, maybe even a little faster. Meat bait was giving me 1,210 skill points per minute. Times 60, if you just let your game run for a little while with enough meat in your supply, you can get 70,000 an hour. A little more than that. That's some serious skill points. You can buy a lot of new skills with that, especially if you're early game. Meat is easy to get. You can often find 300-400 in a camp, and I bet it's pretty cheap in the trading window too. Meat. 1 for 1. Although there's only 1 there. Unfortunate. 5. No, there's not. I don't know why that is so strange. But it builds really fast. It doesn't take any advanced resources. You can get your warriors gathering it right away, early game. And every day or so, game day, or in-game day, you can just grab whatever meat they've gathered, turn it into skill points, and buy your next skill upgrade. Other things that I tried include the bush hideout, which is simple resources as well. That's 950 with my 120%. Sinew backed bow, those are useful. I was throwing 350 per minute. The ash bow was really profitable too at 1430 per minute, but you need glue. And glue is a resource you have to get. Well, I don't know. Can you make glue? Used to not be able to. I don't think you can. Resources. That's what I thought. You have to, pretty sure you have to take glue out of camps. So that's not as good a one. Other traps that are pretty useful. The paralyzing trap, also very useful, but it only does 1200 a minute. Campfires are 900, cloth is 800. So even the best of the simple resources, you're only getting about half as much as you're getting from the big spike trap. So big spike trap is your gold mine, and meat bait is your simple and easy one. You can get 10,000 meat on you, and what they take 3 meat. So if you make 3,000 meat baits, which you'll probably never ever use, that'll be a base of 30,000 SP, and for this game it would be about 65,000 SP. Not sure how long that would take, but... And you do have... In my game, you have to be close to a campfire to craft, and have a difficulty setting, which does make it harder. You can't emergency craft a cure to keep you alive. So here I am crafting 1,000 meat baits. And then just dump them wherever you want when you're done. 173 done there. I think I just in this quick demonstration got 5,000 or so skill points. And once you're mid-game like this, 5,000 doesn't go very far, but early game it helps a lot. And it's opening up some of these extra abilities. I want to get that one, endurance. I'd like to get that one. And eventually I want to get the fish, because that's fun. Anyway, if you want skill points, crafting is one way to get it. It's not necessarily the most profitable. Sometimes you just craft stuff for the skill points, don't need it. But it's safer than hunting the white man. Any questions or comments, or if you figured out a better way to craft skill points faster, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more videos on This Land Is My Land soon.